Hey, welcome to the cryptography. We're gonna go through this Jeopardy game here, and I'm gonna pick a block here. Let's go for encryption for $100.
Encryption for $100. What's the following true about Des?
The bit key is a 40-bit key formed by selecting the 56-bit key. So C. Each round uses a different 48-bit key formed by selecting bits from a 56-bit key.
That's correct. That's correct. You have 8 bits for parity. Correct. Yep.
Okay, let's go with standards and patents for $500. I'm feeling lucky.
What's the following true were standardized by IATF? Remember, select all apply.
Oh, I need to phone a friend here. Standardized by the IETF. I'm gonna go with the TLS and IPSEC.
Yep. These are good answers. Give me more.
And the X.509 certificate.
Give me one more.
And the Internet Key Exchange. Is it all four?
All the above. Correct.
Oh my
All the
goodness.
above.
Okay, this was a trick question. I don't like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's
What's
go
another
with
selection?
standard and patents for $400.
Which the following simply became de facto standard by use?
The standard de facto, so something that everyone uses. That is going to be the Diffie-Hellman key exchange.
I
And
give you that one. Mm-hmm.
okay, I want to say the Galeas counter mode is a very common encryption. I know that now they use TLS instead of SSL, so I want to say like SHA is a good hashing as well for A, but I see a lot of SHA too, so I'm gonna go with A, C, and D.
A and C and D. I will give you SHA. Remember, SHA-3 is the newest technology. It's only for early adapters. It's not very common. As you said, SHA-2 is the most common one. SHA-3 is only for the big adapters, so it's not very common. But remember, back in the days in the dot-coms, we have SSL v1, right? We jumped on the bandwagon. Everyone to do e-commerce back in the days. So we use SSL v1 for encryption and Diffie-Hellman for key exchange, right? Because that's
Mm-hmm.
the only two standards where back in the days, and everybody wants to do a .com something.
Okay, so this
So
was referring to
be
the history of the encryption. Okay,
exactly. So you have to
okay,
know how evolution technology. That is correct. Yep, we're looking how you understand how the technology evolved.
excellent. I'm wondering if it froze
Yep.
or there we
Yep.
go.
I clicked on it. Yep, for a second. Yep.
I,
What's the
I
next
need an
one?
easy one, so let's do cipher modes for $100.
Oh, these are tough questions. The cyber modes.
Oh
Where's the
no. Okay.
following true? Yeah. Where's the following true about CTR?
Okay, so counter mode. With counter mode, it is a block cipher to a stream cipher. So I want to say it does generate a unique nonce. So I want to say A, B,
Mm-hmm.
C, and ooh, I'm a little bit unsure about D. Can
Mm-hmm.
I phone a friend there?
Yep, I can give you. So, okay, the first question you ask yourself, CTR, is it stream cipher or is it block cipher?
It's a
So, as
it's a stream cipher
mm-hmm.
because it's block to stream. It converts it.
Right, exactly. So the end state it is stream, as you said. That's right. So A, I'll give you A. Now let's look at the unique nonce. The unique nonce is basically what you have. Um, if you look at it, sorry, it did not load the right one.
That's okay.
What happened? If you look at the block cipher diagrams, you will see it is look page 1417. In CTR mode, what we did is we replaced the IV with a nonce and counter combination, right?
Hmm.
So if you notice the counter is 00, 01, 02. So the counter is incrementing per packet, right? Versus the
Yes.
nonce, it's F35 the first packet, F35 for the second packet, and F35 for the second packet. So really the nonce does not change by himself, but a nonce counter combination make this field changing per packet,
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
right? So
Yes.
now, so the nonce is not unique by itself because it repeats itself, but a nonce counter combination is going to make it better. It's going to make it changing per packet.
So,
And yep,
what's the exact answers on this one then?
A and D. Yeah.
A and D.
Remember,
Okay.
see, because as you said, CTR is a stream cipher, so we cannot use larger than a block size. So that doesn't make sense. Stream cipher is not a block.
Excellent.
Has nothing to do. It's a block of 1 bit.
Okay, so far I've won $100. Let's do cipher
Mm-hmm.
modes for $400.
400. That's a good one. Now, which upon true about CBC or cipher block chaining? Again, first question you ask yourself is CBC a stream cipher or a block cipher?
Let's see here. So, cipher block chaining is a block cipher. So
That's
that would,
correct.
if you ever use the same initialization for two different messages, they will be encrypted with the same key stream. Oh, that kind of throws me off with key stream. I don't like that. So let me take a look at the
Mm-hmm.
next one. Cipher block chaining randomizes the plaintext by XORing it uh, with the previous cipher block. True. We know
Mm-hmm.
that's for sure true. B. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we know that CBC does not use a nonce, that's only counter mode, so C is not correct. The block cipher
Mm-hmm.
is used to create a pseudo-random stream of bytes, which is XORed with the plaintext. I would sub- I really like B.
B and only B. You are correct. Hence the concept of chaining, right? That's what the definition we previous block, right?
Yes.
Good job.
All right, let's go with block ciphers for $400.
Ready? Which the following is generally considered true about AES?
So advanced encryption standard, I can tell you that it's best used for all symmetric uses. Well, all is a very large encompassing word, so let me take a look at the other options here first.
Mm-hmm.
While it's been broken, it's likely the best symmetric algorithm for most applications. I think that it depends on the variables that you use for the AES encryption. So in some
Mm-hmm.
cases, maybe it has been broken, but it's probably still the best. So I want to say B. Um, and B. I want to say B.
B and only B. That's correct. Yep. I mean, it's good use. I'm sure three-letter agencies have that capability. You know. So
All right, let's go with cybermath for $400.
Cyberman. These are one of the tough ones. Which the following pairs are considered co-primes?
Coprime. Uh-oh, I'm in
Mm-hmm.
trouble. What's a coprime?
Here's what we're gonna say. So, in order to solve for co-primes, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna write the factors of every number. So for 9, what are the factors for 9? 1, 3, and 9. For the factors of 10, what are the factors of 10? 1, 2, 5, and 10. Now, how many factors they have in common between 9 and 10?
Not a single one.
The
Well, I
number
guess only
1, right?
one. Yeah, there's only
Right,
one.
one and only one. So if they share one and only one, the number one, that's mean they are co-primes. Be-
Oh, okay.
Right. How about 12 and 15? Let's see, 12
They
and
share
15.
other options, so those are
Right.
not
One.
coprimes.
Exactly. 1 and 3 right here. Because remember,
Wow.
in RSA, we collect two prime numbers, right? Two large prime numbers, but actually they are co-primes. They're not divisible by themselves. They don't share any factors. This is why you cannot guess. one from the other in RSA. If I give you that number, you cannot guess it because they are co-prime. They don't share anything.
That makes a lot of sense. I
So
had no idea.
14 and 17, if you notice, so 17 is a prime number, right?
Hmm.
So 1, 2, 7, and 14, and 17 is going to be 1 and 17. Factors they have in common?
One.
1, right?
Okay, I'm ready to
And
answer the
15,
question now then.
right? And notice here's the easy way. If you have two consecutive numbers, like 15 and 16, one is odd, one is even, they'll be co-primes because they're not going to share anything if they're consecutive numbers.
Ah.
9 and 10 and 15 and 16.
Yes, that was what I was gonna say, A, C, and D. That was my third choice
Right.
there.
That's correct. Yep. That's correct. But notice that's what happened. This is why when we do an RSA, we select the large prime number and then we add a 1 to it, to
Yeah.
select the second. Yep. This is why how we do the co-prime factorization.
Let me go with concepts for $100.
The easy one. What's the following true about salt?
Salts. I want to say they increase security. Adds random values to the password,
Mm-hmm.
which then gets hashed. So that is increasing security.
Right.
It also creates randomness. And
Mm-hmm.
so A is the first choice.
Mm-hmm.
A and C.
That's correct.
Let's go with
Make your
concepts
selection.
for $200.
Place the following chat steps in the correct order. Challenge, handshake, authentication protocol.
Is that must be for passwords? So,
Right. How you share passwords exactly. That was the old way to
hmm
do.
so the authenticator sends a challenge to the peer, and the authenticator sends a new challenge to the. Don't they both challenge each other here? So that's going to be the server challenges, and the user also is challenging each other.
Here, one-sided. You just want to check the other end. Are they speaking the same language as you? Are they using the same hashing algorithm as you?
Really? Okay, so is it C
Mm-hmm.
then?
It should be the peer responds with the hash. So you send him a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's going to hash it for you. Then you're going to compare the hashes between your calculation and their calculation, right?
Yeah.
And now, once if we are in agreement, that means we're speaking the same language, right? He's speaking French, I'm speaking French, because he responded to me with French, right? And then once we agree, that means the authenticator checks the response back to his own. So he's going to send a new one once we
Okay, so the
establish
answer
it.
is D. The peer responds with
Right.
a hash of known text.
So yeah, it's going to be if you organize these in the proper order, it's not only one. You're going to organize these in the proper order. So place these in the proper order. So it's going to be the order is going to be B, D, C, A.
Oh, BDCA, which
Right.
is okay. The authenticator sends a challenge to the peer. The
Right.
authenticator checks the response with its own hash of unknown text.
Mm-hmm.
The peer responds with a hash of unknown text, and the authenticator sends a new challenge to the peer. Oh, I was
Right.
misreading this question earlier.
Right.
That
Right.
okay. I don't. I definitely would
Same.
have got this, but it's. I understand now what it's asking.
Right. It's just put it in the right order. Or
Okay,
right.
that's BCDA. Very good.
Correct.
All right, I'm ready for the next question.
Yeah.
Let's go with Cybermath for $100.
Ready?
Yeah.
Which the following is an asymmetric algorithm related to the following equation?
We got.
Asymmetric and a.
This is the question for $100.
Mm-hmm. That's a tough one too.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough one. Related to the equation y squared equals x to the third power plus ax plus b. That should be that's kind of looks like a one-sided algorithm to me. So versus like a symmetric side. So I'm gonna say RSA is asymmetric. Is that correct?
That's a good one. You picked an asymmetric, correct? Yep. Who's another one asymmetric? Remember,
Another
it's a non.
asymmetric would be elliptic curve.
Exactly. So that's elliptic curve. Remember, we generated the numbers in nonlinear fashion, right? Which is a y squared equal x cubed. So that's mean the numbers are not linearly related. So this is why it's harder to predict if you drive in a curve versus
Mhm.
driving in a line, straight line. I can hard to predict your whether you're gonna make a right turn or left turn, right?
Mhm.
So
So the answer is D
so
then.
exactly, it's ECC, elliptical curve
Okay.
cryptography.
Learning a lot here.
So it's good, good.
Yes, definitely. I'm ready for a really tough one. Let's go with Cybermath for $500.
Okay, it's gonna be the easy one.
Okay.
This has a key space of what?
It has a key space of 56,
Right. So it's gonna
and
be
then has
two to
8
the
bits
56.
for parity, right?
Right. For exactly. So 250, 2 to the 56. That's our answer. Yeah.
And there was parity mean that what is the can you tell me a little bit about parity?
Parity is for error correction and error detection. Remember, we reserved
Ah.
8 bits just in case if something wrong with the key, we can check whether the key had been changed or not changed, if it's correct or not correct.
So DES has a 64-bit key, but 56 are actually used for the
The usable,
algorithm, and
correct.
the last 8 are for the parity. Okay.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Let's go with concepts
It's
for
it's
$500.
56 key.
Oh,
Remember, it's 56, right? It's going to be 56 key and 64 block, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So which one? I'm sorry.
$500 for concepts.
That's a $500. That should be easy one.
Okay.
What hash functions are part of SHA-224, 256, 384, and 512?
I'm going to say ABC. Shot 1, shot 2, shot 3. Wait. I take that back.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's
Uh-huh.
B and C.
Okay.
Oh, wait. You only get to select one?
Exactly. Select one.
It's such a high shot number. So it's got to be actually shot 3 then.
Is it SHA-3? But SHA-3 we have what? 1024 and 0248.
Is it shot 2?
Right. SHA-2. SHA-2 is the more, as you said, is the most common one
Okay.
nowadays, right?
I'm just guessing around
Right?
here. Okay. B.
Yep. B, and that's correct. SHA-2.
Okay.
Remember, SHA-1 is what? 160 bits. Only one size. SHA-2 has many flavors.
Okay.
And SHA-3 has many flavor and they have extra flavors.
So let's go with encryption for $500.
Hey, you're going all the way out.
Mm-hmm.
What's the fine trouble about PKI?
So public key infrastructure.
But
So,
here we're using what? DSA, digital signature algorithm. So right, so we're using PKI to establish DSA. How we do it?
well, if to digitally send a document, the sender uses their private key. So that is option D.
That's correct. That's your super secret autograph. You're going to autograph it with your super secret key,
And then the
right?
recipient's going to decrypt your digital signature with the sender's public key.
Correct. So if I use your public key to decrypt it, I will guarantee 100% is coming from you and not your neighbor.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's go with encryption for $400.
Yep. Now again, the same thing, PKI, except in a different twist. Which the following is the true about TLS SSL key exchange on a web server?
The answer to this is what's the answer to this one?
Now, when you log in to Bank America, right? So I
Hmm.
sign in to Bank America. What's the first thing I do? I download the Bank America certificate, right?
Okay.
What information contained that information contained that certificate, which is the public key of who? Bank of America, right?
Mm.
So the person signing in uses the public key Bank America, but I generate a session key. I love Bank America, and I'm going encrypted using that public key. Who is that? Who's the only person in that world who can open that message?
Only the person that holds the private key that can decrypt it,
Which,
which would be
which
Bank of America.
America?
So you're gonna
Correct.
sign in with the public
Mm.
key of the web server to encrypt the session key.
Right, and exact. So I generate a session key, and now they open it up. It's like, oh yeah, in order to talk to Kusei, I am going to use I love Bank America session key,
Okay.
right? And we're
Yeah, that
going
makes a lot
to
of
switch
sense.
to some symmetric encryption using I love Bank America. And you do it the same thing if you have three sessions, one for I love Amazon and one for I love Walmart, right? So you're
Hmm.
going to open up different sessions, and everyone is going to use different key for every session for encryption and decryption. Make sense?
Yes, makes sense. So the answer is B.
That's correct. What do you think?
I want to do encryption for $300. We're on a roll here.
Yeah, we're going to close that category. Which the following is true about PKI? And again, this one is a trick one, just FYI, I'm telling you.
Okay. It provides for key management.
Give me more, a lot more.
It has
It's a
a
trick.
central authority.
Yep,
It can be distributed.
that's correct. You have delegate and proxy, you know,
Yeah.
root RAs, right? Exactly.
So A, B, and D.
And then GoDaddy and Intrust or VeriSign, they can talk to each other, right? To exchange information about status of different certificates,
Yes, they can. So it's A, B,
right?
C, and D.
That's correct. All the above.
Okay.
That's why I told you it's a trick one.
Ah. Okay, I'm losing money here. Looks like I'm going to be owing you money.
No, no, yeah. No money will be awarded, just FYI, by this game.
All right, let's do encryption for $200.
First of following are authentication protocols.
Okay. I'm going to say authentication protocol, so B, and
Give you
then
that
D.
one. Hmm.
I never heard of those
That's
other. I
correct.
never heard of those other two.
Shiva, it is one. Shiva, it is the SPAP. The other one is yep, Shiva, it is correct. We use it. So B and C would be the correct answer.
B and
Shiva.
C. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know anything about the Shiba. That's something I'm gonna have to research. Do you have any information on that for
Yeah,
me?
it's if you look right here, it's very easy. I mean, it's yeah, in the video notes right here. See Shiva. Yep, see, same. Extend PAB by encrypting username and password transmission. So it's
Wow. Okay.
enhancement to PAB. Yep. And here's your CHAP steps right here, and MS CHAPS.
Awesome. Okay. Let's go with standards and patents for $100.
Which the following were standardized by NIST. Again, I'm looking at the historical data, looking at historical evolution technology, encryption.
I'm gonna go with A,
Mm-hmm.
B, and D.
D, IPsec and Diffie-Hellman.
Yeah.
I give you A. HMAC, remember, was what? Hash-based message authentication code. So we use it what? For integrity, right?
Yes.
Now, if you use this one, integrity, I need something else for encryption.
For
What do I
encryption,
use
I
for
would
encryption?
use oh, is it that DES then?
That's exactly. Remember, back in the days in 1970s or something, we didn't have lots of technologies available. So NIST grabbed whatever was available to make it as a standard. So HMAC and DES were the only predominant forces at that time.
I see.
IPsec is IETF. Remember, IPsec was made what for the internet, right? So it was way mature technology, and Diffie-Hellman was for internet exchange key, right? So we can exchange the keys.
Okay. Makes sense. Let's go with Cybermath for $300.
Prime numbers.
That would be 7,
Mm-hmm.
23,
Mm-hmm.
and 7. ABC.
B and C.
Yeah, ABC.
A, B, C. Okay, good. And how about two? Yeah, two is divisible by itself in one, right?
Let me go with cipher modes for $500.
All the way. Okay. Where's the fine term about non-generated IV? That's a tough one.
D and
Mm-hmm.
A.
If
I'm
you
gonna go
use
with
it
A
as
and
a,
D.
if you use the non-size IV, we're just rebranding a non-size IV, so you're going to inherit the issues with the IV. Remember, one of the biggest issues we have with the IV is what? Back to the block cipher diagrams. Remember, in the previous designs, the IV was susceptible to frequency and pattern recognition attacks,
Mm-hmm.
right? After 500,000 packet, you should be able to decipher the IV, especially if you do Wi-Fi, right? A half a
Mm-hmm.
million packet, you should be able to break. This is why in CTR mode, we replace the IV with two parameters, the nonce and counter combination.
Mm-hmm.
And the counter keep incrementing, so you never be able to guess the counter, the number right here. So it's keep changing. So is the nonce can be used in IV not by itself. Remember, the nonce does not live by himself. He needs his roommate,
Okay.
which is the counter. So wouldn't be the better answer B?
Okay, so the answer is B.
Message number possibly combine other information, which is the counter. Hence, this is why we have a counter mode. So yep, B and D would be a better answer than A and D.
Excellent. B and D.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Let's go for an easier cipher mode at $300.
aside from more is a 300. Okay, you want to see that category? What's the fun true about OFB?
So with output feedback mode, the plain text is XORed with the initialization vector.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
Yeah. And
Is it
oh,
directly XORed? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the plain text is XORed with the pseudo random string. Okay, actually, let me go with D. That's actually because it get plain text encrypted, XORed,
Exactly.
and then that's a pseudo
Exactly.
random string. Okay, so the answer is D.
That's correct. Yep. So if you look at the design,
Yeah.
if you look at the design right here, in the IV, we take the IV encrypted with the key, put in the mixer, then we do the XORing in
Mm-hmm.
the stream ciphers versus the block ciphers. The plain text is XORed directly with the IB.
Okay, I'm learning a
Plain
lot
text
here.
X and put it then in mixer. And for PCBC, we take one more time the output and XOR to that, but then feed it to the next block. See how the design changed and the evolution technology and why we
Hmm.
make it.
Let's go with cipher modes for $200.
We gonna clear that category.
Yep.
Which define true about ORB? Give me two.
Let's take a look at the options here. I'm going to say that an advantage is decryption is exactly the same as encryption. I think that it depends on which encryption algorithm that you use. But most likely you're going to use a symmetric.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say A.
Mm-hmm.
And B, you don't need padding because it's a block cipher to a string cipher. So with string
Right.
ciphers, you don't need any padding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we know D is not correct then, and I'm gonna say A and B.
That's correct. A and B, correct. Because yeah, symmetric encryption, the advantage. Remember, cryptography is symmetric operation. What do we mean? It's like talking and listening, right? You talk
Mhm.
50% of the time, you listen 50%. You can't just talk without listening. You can't just encrypt the data and never decrypt it, because you just ransomware yourself. And you're right, since this is a stream cipher, padding is not used at all. Make sense?
Yes, makes sense. All right, let's go with block ciphers for $200.
Yeah, ready?
Mm-hmm.
What's defining true about AES?
Let's see here. So the algorithm is secret NSA level 1.
Mm-hmm.
It is the current standard for the United States, and it supports key sizes including 192 bits and 256 bits. I
Is it NSA level one?
I thought so.
Is it is it secret?
Oh, is it secret? No, it's not. Oh, so everyone has access to this. So that's what you mean
Mm-hmm.
by so
Mm-hmm.
NSA level
Yep.
1 means only they have
Yeah,
access
secret
to.
NSA, right. Exactly. Nobody is not publicly published.
Oh, so that must mean that the answer has to be D then. So it's available for public
Exactly.
review, and the current standard is symmetric algorithm for the United States and supports key sizes including the 192 and 256 bits.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Remember, if you log into your Wi-Fi router, you should be able to configure it. Right.
Yeah.
You better have AES on your Wi-Fi router. Yeah.
Let's go with block ciphers for $100. I need an easier one now.
Uh, what's the finding true about DES? Give me two.
It uses 16 rounds.
I
And
give you that one. Mm-hmm.
okay. Wow, the plain text is split into two 32-bit halves left and right. I didn't know that, but you have two possible answers on that. So
Mm.
I want to say,
Let's go to the basic math.
okay,
What's the key size for DES? What's the block size for DES?
the block size is 64. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to
And the key
say
size?
A and
That's
C.
correct. The block, right? 64 is divisible by 32, and you're right. We split them into left and the right halves. Right? 56 is not divisible. The key size is not divisible by 32. So B cannot be. So A and C would be the answers. That's correct.
Okay, let's go with block ciphers for $500.
All the way.
Yeah.
Where's the fine true about two fish? This one, give me three.
let's say that Two Fish is much faster than AES. Two Fish uses 128-bit blocks, and A.
Is much faster than AS or is it slower than AS?
Wait, since you have two options on here, it's computationally expensive to change the key into Two Fish. That would mean it's much slower. So that means the
Mm-hmm.
answer has to be A, B, and D.
That's correct. Remember, two fish. What is it? It has 128 block. It has 16 rounds versus AS has 14 rounds as a maximum. So 14 rounds is going to be always faster than 16 rounds,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it has 128 both of them, so they're tied for that one. But here's for computationally expensive because you can select, unlike AS has a preset sizes 128, 192, and 256. For two fish, you can select weird sizes, maybe 50, 150, and 250, you know. So that variability on the key size, it comes at a cost of more CPU power.
Okay, that makes sense. And
So
the answer here is
ABD, that's correct.
ABD. Let's go with block ciphers for $300.
What's the fine trouble about Serpent?
Let's see here. When compared to AES, Serpent is much less secure than AES, but much faster, which would be
Hmm.
C.
It's a good answer.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's
Yeah, see, it's
multiple. I got to pick
well, it's
multiple,
one.
select all
No,
but
no,
one.
there's only one. Yeah, only
Okay.
one actually. But I just want to see how you read these convoluted questions and select the best of them.
Let's see here. Yeah, yeah. I would. AES has to be more secure, but maybe the other option for Serpent is that
Is,
it's going
is
to
it
be a lot
is
faster.
it AS more secure or is it Serpent more secure?
I don't know the answer. I would assume AES is the best if it's the most widely used
Right.
algorithm.
Remember, both of them were competitor to replace Dez, but Serpent is going to use 32 rounds regardless of the key size. Whereas
Wow.
AES, you use that variable depends on the key size, right? So we use
Yeah.
10 or 12 or 14 rounds. Serpent doesn't care. It's going to be 32 regardless. But guess
Oh,
what? Yes. Back in the days in 1997 when they replaced Dez, or like predicting, when we have the competition, we didn't have as strong processors, right?
yeah.
Processors were not, so the need for speed was more important. So we selected speed over security. But
Wow, I didn't
nowadays,
even know that. Okay, so
our
Serpent is a
machines,
lot more
yeah,
secure. It's just that it's
right,
slower, so we're like, well, let's use this faster one. Okay.
right, because the processors were not strong back in the days in 1997. You know,
Yeah.
we need something faster than it's like, who's going to break it? Nobody has that processors anymore. But now you have a computer in your palm, right? So A would be a better answer. Serpent is much more
Yes.
secure but A is much slower.
I had no idea. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Let's go with concepts for $400.
Hash functions are said to be.
Well, hashes are not encryption, so they're one-way
Mm-hmm.
function. So B,
That's correct.
hashes are resistant to collisions, but
Mm-hmm.
not foolproof. So B and D,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
You
all I
find the
have.
answer?
That's it.
That's correct. Yeah, resistant collision by adding salting, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But not foolproof. Yeah.
Let's do concepts for $300.
Was that one veneer cipher? You find trouble about veneer cipher.
Let's see here with the veneer cipher. It's a multi-alphabet cipher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought there was a whole bunch of characters that are substituted for each plain text. Yeah, so each letter is mapped to a number and permutated with a simple math function and converted back. So is it B and C.
That's too much, too complicated of an answer, right? It's too fancy.
Yeah. All right, give me
I
the
stick
answer.
with
I need
B.
help.
B is the only one. It's a polyalphabet, right? Remember,
Oh,
unlike it's Caesar and steroids, right? So unlike Caesar, Caesar shifts all the letters by certain number, right? Which is the default three, right? We shift all the letters by three positions. Versus Veneer cipher is going what? Take the first letter can be shifted six spaces. The second letter can be two spaces. The third letter, so you're gonna have a secret word that going to tell you how many spaces every letter need to be shifted.
okay.
Right? So not all of them shifted in the same way. So at least if you can break, you're going to break one letter, but you can't break the whole letters. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
It's a polyalphabet.
And I
Hence,
thought
this
I
is
was
why
the
it's a poly.
cryptography master. Let's go with an easy one for cryptography math. $200.
Oh, that should be easy for you. You love
Okay,
it.
okay,
XOR the following.
okay. So we got if it's a zero and a one, it always carries down to one. If it's anything else,
Mm-hmm.
it's a zero. So we got one, 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 zero,
Mm-hmm.
zero, one, one, zero, one. Let's see the answer.
That's correct. If they're different, it's one. If they're the same, it's zero.
Okay,
Right?
we need more of these. All right, let's
Yeah.
go with
Yeah.
standards and patents for $200.
Got it. Which the following were established by paper written by 1976 by two master students at MIT?
They created. If you help me.
That's correct. We're looking for two master students, right?
Wow, they just combined their names.
Right. It is Diffie and Hellman, right?
Okay, let's go with standards and patents. $300.
Yep. The last one. Which the following have active patents? Active.
Active, huh?
Looking. What's the latest technology? Who's the newest kid in the block that everybody loves to use nowadays?
I don't know the answer to this one. Can I phone a friend?
Okay. How about that? AS and IPsec, they don't have patents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's left is between B and C.
I'm gonna go with B.
RSA have active patent, but remember, like back in 19, when is it? It's already 20 years more than RSA. This is why now we can download an apps and authenticators for free, right? And you can
Well,
use it.
hold on. I want to go with ECC for my final answer then.
That's correct. TCC, elliptical curve cryptography, is the newest member. Why? If you notice, we are sprinkling elliptical curve DSA, elliptical curve Diffie-Hellman. See, we're sprinkling these guys now. Why? Because we go and generate numbers in nonlinear fashion because they're hard to break. Unlike RSA, it was a linear function when you generate the numbers.
Okay, great. Well,
Make
thank you
sense?
so much for joining me today, Kuse, for the Cryptography Jeopardy.
Yep. Good job finishing the board. Yep.
Any
And you take
final
exactly the
comments?
same. No, I mean, yeah, that's let's keep it up, and that should intrigue you and make you delve more into the material and try to understand it better. You
Absolutely.
know.
Thank you.
Thank you.